All right, guys, we're here at a typical fruit vendor, and there's quite a few of them here in this area. So this is the National Highway, and Dumaguete is about 10 minutes that way. This municipal is named Bacong, and we travel through Bacong every day heading to Dauin. So again, Dumaguete is about 10 minutes that way. And then Dauin is about 10 minutes this way. So that's the road that we take to the property. So this is a typical fruit vendor. There's a bunch of them in line here, probably 50 vendors in a row. So I just want to take a few minutes and show you the beautiful fruit that's available. And Wilma stops here 2-3 times a week. So you can see the pineapple and the watermelon, oranges. It's just gorgeous. Some mangoes. So just beautiful fruit, fresh fruit. And here's Wilma. So what are you buying today?
Hi. I'm buying this.
Oh, okay. And what is that called?
That's the name of them, rambutan.
It's like a rambutan, right?
Yeah. This is lanzones I'm trying.
Oh, you're trying some lanzones?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
this is Chut, right? Yeah, that's her nickname.
Nickname Chut.
Her nickname is Chut,
Chut.
and she this is her little stand. It's very nice. And this is a typical fruit stand, so it's just a very simple roof. You know, typically with just tarp. Sometimes it's metal roofing, and it's usually alongside of the National Highway. And you can see a little trike going by, and they sit out here in the heat all day selling this beautiful fruit. So you can see the vendors lined up. And guys, it goes on forever. So here's our scooter as we're on the way to the property today. But just look of this beautiful fruit, and it just goes on and on forever. So I just want to take a couple of minutes and show everybody when we talk about going to the fruit stand or the fruit store, this is what we're talking about. So today Wilma and I are down here at the Dauin Municipal Hall. So this is this right downtown Dauin, and you can see the grounds. That's a brand new building there. I asked what that was for, and they said that the mayor and vice mayor his office is in that building. But this is where if you're building a house in the Philippines, you go to the Municipal Hall. So this happens to be Dauin. So this is where our architect went to get all our permits. So this is where you bring the blueprints and apply for the house, fence, and pool permits. Also, you apply for water hookup. The mayor's office is here, and also the post office is here. So the reason why we're down here today is we wanted to get establish a permanent address here in Dauin. So we came down here this morning and asked how to do that. Now they do not deliver mail up in the mountain area, just here in Dauin proper. So you have to get a P.O. box. So we filled out an application for a P.O. box. It was 1,100 pesos a year, and the gentleman said, "You're lucky because we only have one left." So we went ahead and grabbed it. So we now have a P.O. box here in Dauin, and if there's ever a need to get mail, at least we can give an address, and it'll get delivered. I guess at some point I heard stories that it takes a long time to get things delivered, but anyway, we established a P.O. box today, and we're good to go. So this is the actual municipal building, and I'm going to be telling a story about one of the dealings we had here with the municipal. So right across the street is a little park area, and look at it, guys. It's in really nice shape. So I got a lot of benches, kind of like a little bamboo pergola. Looks like they have some lights set up. seating areas to get out of the sun. There's a basketball court over there. Looks like some type of a gazebo. So just an area for people at night, I guess, to come around and sit and just mingle. So just wanted to take a couple minutes and show you our Municipal Hall here in Dauin, Negros Oriental. Okay, the secret's out. So now you guys know why I put on a few pounds. There's bakeries like this all over the Philippines. So just look at the fresh baked goods. Wilma's eyeing it up.
You're gonna get some of this.
You're gonna get some of that. That looks good. Look at the lovely baked goods. So we're here in downtown Dauin. There's a typical little jeepney that usually goes from town to town. You pay a few pesos and they take you to the next town, and then it turns around and comes back with passengers. But this is downtown Dauin, and you can see it taking off. Little jeepney. But you can see a lot of people here are driving scooters. A lot of little shops, all different types of shops. And that fruit stands that we just came from is about 5 minutes, 10 minutes down the road that way. That's the way to Dumaguete. I would say it's about 20-25 minutes from here. And then we turn right here to go up to our property. So we pass through here every day, and from time to time Wilma grabs fruit and baked goods for the workers. So we're down here shopping usually once a day or every other day. Hi guys, construction day 53. We wanted to start today's video by just showing you a little off-site video footage. So we had a good time shooting the fruit market down there in Bakang, and showing you downtown Dauin, as well as the municipal here in Dauin, Negros Oriental. And the reason why I wanted to shoot that today is, one, just show you the area and talk about that P.O. box that we got. But a little bit about patience. So I said when I shot that video that I had a little story to tell. So when we met here, I think it was around June about 12th or 13th, just a couple days after we arrived. And you heard the story yesterday. We got here, I think, June 11th. So right after that, a day or two later, I met with the architect and the contractor. So now I was here full time. We were to blueprint. We did all the Zoom meetings with the architect, did the edits. So I approved the the final look of the house and the design, and the blueprints were ready. And I wanted to have that first meeting with the architect and the contractor to get all on the same page. And I brought my notebook and pen, and we started going through who was responsible for what. And we had a good meeting, and as the guys were saying, okay, I'm going to take care of the temporary electric, I'm going to take care of ordering all the supplies. We kind of went down the list, talked about excavation, and really putting a good plan together. So I had nothing to do, so I said, hey, give me something, give me one thing to do. So they gave me the water hookup to apply for that. So I went down to that municipal that you saw today, met with the engineer, and said, I'm here to apply for water. So they gave us an application. They said, go ahead and fill that application out and bring it back, you'll be good to go. So I said, fantastic. So we grabbed the application, we took it back to the townhome, we filled it out, we brought it back, I think it was the very next day. And so we submitted it, and she says, okay, still something you got to do. You got to go down and see the municipal plumber and have him sign off on it. So we said, okay, what's next after that? She goes, just have him sign it, bring it to me, you'll be good. So we did that. We found the local plumber, the municipal plumber that would be actually doing the water hookup. We found him, and he signed off on it. So we said, okay, sounds like we're good to go. We got to pay a fee. So we took it back up, and they said, all right, great. So now you got to go down to the financial side of the municipal and pay the fee. So we said, okay. So we're back downstairs, found that department, stood in line, paid the application fee, a couple hundred pesos, pretty cheap. And once we paid that, we got the receipt, brought it back up. So then the lady said, okay, so the next step, and I said, ma'am, is there any way you could just give me all the steps? And that was a mistake. Because you know, if I had to do 5 things, just let me know what the 5 things are, and I'll go out and do all 5 of them. You know, maybe not all in one day, but at least I know what I need to do. But I keep coming back up, and you know, I didn't mention that a few times when I ran back up, she wasn't at the office, so I lost a day there, and then you know, go back the next day, and then you know, I get more steps. So you know, I got a little frustrated, and you know, I asked her, you know, please tell me how many steps I need. And then at that point, you know, things kind of stopped, and we got nowhere. So I actually dialed up the architect and said, hey, you know, I'm having trouble getting the water hook up. And he said, what's the issue? And you know, I explained to him. He said, let me take care of it. So actually was in Dumaguete at ground zero, and he said, hey, I'll swing by, pick you up, and we'll go to the municipal together. So we walked in there, and he walks into the office and says, hey, we got to get this water hooked up. They said, yeah, no problem. And you know, all the steps came together, and within about 15 minutes we had the approvals. So I guess the lesson there is, you know, let your team handle all the little projects. I think I did offend the lady by asking to give me all the steps at once, because it was kind of, you know, wasting our time running around. And I think there was a couple extra steps in there too. I think we needed a barangay clearance as like the final step, and you know, so we had to ride all the way up to the barangay up here, and then of course the barangay captain wasn't available. So I think that was on a Friday, and they said, oh, he won't be back to Monday. So you know, that took a few more days. So if I knew all the steps in advance, I could have had that done a long time before even talking to the plumber, just because we ride by you know, the barangay every day heading to the property, and we could have had that step done days before. So now that's how things are done here, and you have to be patient. So I think I've said it in other videos. If you have no patience, do not move to the Philippines. That's just the way things are. They do things in steps, a lot of paperwork, and things take time. If you think you're going to go out and you know, get approval for water in this example all in one day, which should be able to happen, it's very easy. It's only, you know, it's only like 5 steps. But if you think it's all going to happen in one day, it's just not going to happen. So I wanted to tell that story to tell this story. Guess what? We're not pouring today. Now this is like the 4th or 5th push. Get up here nice and early this morning, and the guy said, you know, sir, I don't feel comfortable with the amount of cement that we have. Now the side story was 48 hours ago, I asked a question, hey, how many bags of cement is it going to take to pour this? And I got 30 plus. So okay, so 30 plus, I guess that means 35. So I think it was a few hours before we left yesterday. I walked down to the supply area and counted up how many bags was in there, and there was 14 bags. So went up to the foreman and said, hey, we only have 14 bags of cement. Is there more cement coming? Yes, sir, we'll be good. There's going to be another delivery. So we left, came up this morning. Guess what? No delivery. So we are pushed one more day. So it looks like we're going to pour the beam on Friday. The good news is we did get the cement rolled in about 3 hours late. We don't want to start the pour midday because we want to make sure we start it and finish it all in one day, one pour. So patience. We're going to get the beams poured maybe on Friday. That's the plan. And I'll do my best to video it from start to finish in several clips. It's a big deal. It's the main look of the home. I think I've said it before. You know, with this style of house, that front glass, as well as all those large beams, concrete beams that go across the front of the house, that's the curb appeal. That's the look of the house. You know, it's a big day. So that's a story for today, and we'll see you up at the work site. So take a look here, guys. The guys are moving quick. Want to give a quick pool update. We broke for lunch and I came back, and these guys are going to town on the rendering. So just a quick update. You can see that they got the final height of the pool done. So that's you know, it's a pretty big update from the last video. So all the way around, that is the correct height minus the coping. They got the 2 skimmers in, and we had 2 choices with the skimmer. So choice number 1 was to have the edge of the skimmer equal to the edge of the pool, or we could insert it, looks like about 4 inches, back from the pool, and then they would tile the inside on an angle. You can see the mock-up here where there's an angle. Let me see if I can get a better position. See the angle here on both sides coming into the skimmer. So we did a recess, looks like about 4 or 5 inches in from the pool, and then they'll tile that. So we thought that would be a real good look. So we had the option, and we decided to do a recess of the skimmer. So you can see now the guys are using that fine sand. You guys remember Ramel and Edlin was taking the raw sand, putting it through that screen. So now they're using that, and the mix was a little different. The mix for this rendering step was 2 bags of sand, 1 bag of cement, and then 1 bag of the waterproofer that goes in with the cement. So that's a lot of cement. 1 full bag with just 2 bags of sand, and of course no gravel. So this cement has waterproofing in it, and what they're doing is they're using trowels. You can see how fast they're working. I mean, this is about maybe 15-20 minutes because they were mixing cement, and with the noise of the mixer I didn't want a video, but this has been maybe 20 minutes, and they're already halfway done with one side with 4 guys. What they're doing is they're taking that mix and throwing it up against the wall, and you can see right there. I don't know if I can zoom in a little bit. So there's Vince going to town, throwing the cement against the hollow block, and then what they do is they just let it sit just a little bit, and then they come in behind with trowels, and you can see Daniel there. He's putting another thin coat on top of this rough coat, and then they're coming back with trowels with even thinner mix, and just starting to smooth it out. So you can see the difference from hollow block to rendered. It looks pretty dark now because it's just fresh cement. That'll turn white when it dries. But then the next step after that, after they get it all smoothed out, is they come back in one more time with a different type of waterproofer and put a skim coat on top of this. And then after that dries, be ready for tile. So that'll be the tile adhesive with the tile. So moving right along. So now we're having discussions about the coping. So the coping itself, this is 30 centimeters from the inside wall here to the outside wall, 30 centimeters. So the coping will be 30 plus another 30. It'll come out 60. So that's a pretty big coping. So we're talking about how we're going to get that backfilled. And then, of course, we still have to pour that 4-inch void that goes all the way around the pool with all that rebar down in there. That all needs to be poured as well. So that's another step. But you can see we got finally the height of the pool. The coping yet to do, and a lot of rendering, and one more step of waterproofing, and then we'll be ready for tile. So I believe on Saturday the contractor and I are going to a few stores and finalizing the tile purchase, and if they don't have it in stock, get it on order, and if they have it in stock, we'll go ahead and he'll purchase it, and we'll get it here so we're ready to go. So lots of progress here in the pool. So I want to jump in to get a closer view, but I think if I jump in, I won't be able to get back out. So don't know if the camera is picking that up, but look how smooth they got that. All in about an hour, maybe an hour and 15 minutes. So they're still working it. What they're doing now is they're going back with some water and throwing some water onto the rendering, and then using a trowel to smooth it out. So you can see Vince there just working it and getting it as smooth as they can. So looks great, guys.